Hello and welcome to the Lake District Yogi. I'm Kat. Now I've got my first few videos live on my channel. I thought it would be nice to do a little introduction of sorts so that you can find out a little bit more about me and about the kind of yoga that I'm going to be sharing and what you can expect from this channel. So I'm filming this little video from my cozy home in the English Lake District. It's a place I've called home for the last 25 years and I honestly can't imagine living anywhere else. It is so wild and beautiful. I love swimming in the lakes and tarns all year round. I love walking in the forests and the trees and being out in the mountains and the huge quiet open spaces. It's really just a truly special place and I feel very lucky to have so much nature on my doorstep and so many opportunities to connect very deeply and intimately with nature. I find that so very regulating and it's beautiful. I'm also a huge book lover. I read non-stop. I also write a lot, but I read all the time. I love bookshops, libraries, collecting books, talking about books, anything to do with books. I very often bring books to my mat. I have them kind of everywhere, but a little bit of poetry or some kind of snackable little bit of yumminess that I can read to help sort of get me in the right mindset or focus my thoughts or intentions when I'm starting my practice is really nice. I'm also a huge tea lover. I know that's so very British, but I always have my tea also on my mat with me. And that actually brings me to the first thing I really wanted to say, which is about the importance of creating your yoga space. I mean, I know that's easier for some people than others. It depends what kind of setup you've got at home, but I mean, I'm very lucky. I've got a fire. I love to practice in front of the fire in the winter, but I've also gathered really lovely things. So I've got my salt lamp, lots of candles. That's really lovely. I have essential oils always here, so I can have a pick-me-up if I want to sort of energize myself, or I can use something incredibly calming and soothing. So I like to have all these things around me, and especially my tea, or sometimes it's cacao, maybe a journal. You know, it's just about creating a space. So when you unroll your mat and you have all these lovely things around you, it's about signaling to yourself that you're sort of stepping into a sacred space, even if it's just a 5 or 10 minute flow, or even if you're just lying in child's pose for a couple of minutes. It doesn't really matter. It's about the fact that you want your yoga to be very much part of your real life. And I'm so passionate about this. And it's one of the ways in which at-home yoga works so well when you're practicing in your own space. You know, it's not something out there. It's not something that you have to travel to. It's not something kind of mystical or requires any kind of effort. It's here, grounded and rooted in your own home. And therefore you can have everything you want. You can have your coziest blankets, your cushions, you can be in your pajamas. It's just all for you to create however you want your space to be. And the more you can curate it for yourself, the more it will feel bedded down into your day-to-day life. And that's essentially what we want. This whole thing of yoga, it's a tool. It's a real world tool for living better. It's for dealing with everything that's going on out there, for the fluctuations in our moods, for the challenges of life, that roller coaster feeling that we can experience. And yoga is very grounding, and it's a tool. It's a very practical tool to help. And there's nothing special or fancy about it. So the more you can ground it down into your real life, the better it will be. So firstly, big believer in gathering scrumptious things. You know, if you're going to do it, make it really delicious, make it cozy, make it something you're looking forward to and that nourishes your soul and that you want to do. And you'll soon start associating the rolling out of your mat with this wonderful feeling of peace or relaxation or energy, which whatever it is, the vibe that you're looking for. You'll start to associate that as soon as you roll out your mat. And because we have different energy levels and different moods and different things that we require from one day to the next, I'm really hoping to share a wide variety of yoga styles on my channel so that I can hopefully provide something for everybody regardless of how you're feeling. So on days when you're feeling really quite sluggish and a bit lazy, or you're feeling overwhelmed or whatever, you can find something that's deeply nourishing, that's slow and sensual and really sort of easy on the body. But there will be times when you've maybe been sitting at your desk all day and you're feeling a bit sluggish and a little bit, like your body needs to move, and there'll be practices that are much higher energy that will fill you with that inner fire, that we might be looking for. So it's building some heat, building some strength in our body. So there'll be things like that too. So I'm hoping that there will be something for everybody on this channel. And just because one day you need something that's very high energy or you really want to be challenged doesn't mean that it has to be like that every day. Some days you may be looking for something much more and much sort of easier on the body. I'm also going to be interspersing the classes with a little series of how-to videos. The first one is already up. It's called How to Vinyasa. So if you've ever been to any kind of yoga class, you will have heard that, almost certainly, that word. So, even the most seasoned practitioner can benefit from going back to basics. I know I do it all the time. Yoga is a practice that is built from the ground up. So we have to have our foundations in place and know the basics. We have to learn about where our bodies are in space, about how to ground and extend, all these opposites that occur in yoga. Once we've got those foundations there, then we can start kind of moving into more challenging things. But we have to get that foundation first. So it's a really nice way, especially if you're a complete beginner, maybe start with a how-to video and start to build your practice. This is a lifelong journey. It's potentially. It's not a quick fix. We don't do one class and then suddenly everything is okay. This is a long journey of self-discovery, of going into your inner landscape and finding out, looking into the shadows. This is not for the faint-hearted. It is about the body and it's about moving, and that whole idea of movement as medicine. We're just moving. We're also shifting energy through our body, generating energy. There's so much to it. It's just so exciting. But the journey can be really challenging. It also can be so healing. So I'm really excited to share this practice with you and hopefully help you to build a sustainable practice. So it's not a kind of rush in and go all out for a week and then it's boring and you don't want to do it anymore, but really gradually building a practice that can sustain you for your life and can help you in so many situations off your mat. And hopefully you'll learn so much about yourself and your inner world and your life, and it's just going to be really exciting. Sorry, just have a sip of tea. So thank you so much for watching this video. I really appreciate it. The videos I'm making are from the heart, from my heart to yours, from my home to yours. I really want this to be a really genuine, heartfelt connection between me and you if you're watching my classes. So please feel free to chat to me in the comments, ask me things. I really want this to be a human to human connection, not something that's very distant. And it's still a video, but we can still hopefully feel that connection between each other. So just know that these videos are made from my heart. I've put a lot of my heart into them. I really want to connect with you. And if I help just one person to navigate some of this stuff with a bit more ease, then my job will be done and I would be absolutely thrilled. So thank you again, and please do the usual things, the like and subscribe and all of that, because then you will never miss a class, and there will be more coming. There's going to be a new video every Monday, and like I say, I'll keep it varied. So just play around with the things that you like, find what works for you, but also don't forget that on different days you may want something different. So have a look through all of them. I hope you are well wherever you are in the world, and I look forward to sharing this journey with you. Thank you so much.